Welcome to a Star Citizen Annex Anonymous news brief. So in this week's ATV, they talked about atmospheric flight and aerodynamics. Now, we're not going to have ships that fly in atmosphere like airplanes do. When they talk about the flight model, what they're going to be doing is taking drag into effect. And what that means is that the more aerodynamically shaped a ship is in the game, the more likely it is to fly smoothly and be maneuverable. The less aerodynamic, like something like think of a Banu merchantman, or something that's built like a square or a rectangle. It's going to fly more like a bus, more like a battleship. Take a long time to turn, buff it, and maybe not be so pleasant to take down to an atmosphere. That means that ships that are designed that look more like aircraft, like a Hornet, a Sabre, a Gladius, are going to fly more like an airplane. But it doesn't mean that they are going to be using aerodynamics for that flight model. Well, kind of, sort of. They're going to take lift into effect later on, drag into effect now, but they're still going to rely on maneuvering thrusters and the propulsion units to move the spacecraft through the atmosphere. Atmospheric flight, I'm excited for. I like what they chose and how they're implementing it in this game. That means they don't have to go back and redesign every single spaceship to make sure that it has aerodynamics, that it's aerodynamical. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to this, and I can't wait to set my character down on different star systems, different planets and different star systems, and feel that flight model as we descend down to the planets that we discover. The next part was talking about the animations for NPCs in the game. They're making the animations much more realistic and dynamic, meaning that they won't be just standing around when you walk up to the counter. This, to me, is very important, because if you're going to get into an RPG and you want it to be believable, you truly want it to be immersive, you don't want the NPCs standing in the same place all the time doing the same thing. This is another game I play. It's Fallout 4. I absolutely love it. And as I walk through my area over here, you'll see different NPCs. Now, here they are sleeping, and it is theoretically true that somebody can sleep, but there's not even any breathing going on with them. Here's my dormitory I built for my town. Again, people just lying around. And the animations, when they are awake and moving around, you'll see some in just a few minutes as we get down from here, are not as believable as what we're going to have inside of Star Citizen. I made a very huge building in this game. Not the largest, but one of the largest that I've done so far in it. There's a cow just standing around, not doing anything. It kind of moves, but just sways back and forth. And here's a gentleman out here. He just walks back and forth. He does have almost believable interaction. Let's go and get another one over here. Kind of nice area, and Bethesda always makes these living, breathing worlds, and you spend hours and hours in them. There really isn't any movement. Look at him, he's just standing there. Let's take a look at a couple of others. Here I am at another one of my settlements, just taking a look. Look inside. Look at how the people are just standing there waiting for you to come up to them. Now, that was the technology that was available back then, and what I like about Star Citizen, about CIG, is that they're not just using that technology that was around. They're actually building their own. They're making things much more believable. If you could see how the monsters move in this. Look, see? Their movement. Ooh, got him right in the head. Did I? Ooh, got him again. Alright, so they're not as believable as they're going to be in our game, Star Citizen. So when we look at what's taking so long to put this game together, it's not just building the flying around and shooting each other pieces of this game. Yes, space combat is a huge part of Star Citizen, but it's not the only part. Chris is trying to build a universe that we can get involved with, that we can go and we can be part of. And that's something that I signed up for. I don't know about the rest of you. I can't wait to have this come to fruition. The fact that he's starting to build a game that I really can take part in the role play aspects of it is exciting me. Well, this is very short, Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous today. I picked this up by watching through ATV just one more time, and I get wowed by those pieces of the characters moving, being animated very, very much. I think this is what I've been looking for all my life in gaming, and I can't wait for this to be added to the game so we can make this a richer and more dynamic experience, more immersive experience when we play Star Citizen. With that said, folks, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.